Kuwaiti Minister of Health Sheikh Dr. Basil Sabah on Wednesday announced the recovery of 7 people from the novel coronavirus, raising the country's total recoveries to 80. The minister said the fresh recoveries include 5 Kuwaiti citizens and 2 residents, adding that necessary lab tests and analysis had shown the recovery of the 7 patients. The official stated that the already treated cases will be admitted to a rehabilitation ward before being discharged from hospital within a few days' time. The Health Ministry spokesperson Dr. Abdullah Sanad announced 28 new coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours, bringing the country's total to 317. The spokesperson explained during the daily news briefing that 1 case is of a Kuwaiti national related to travel to the UK, and 2 cases are of Indian residents who returned from their homeland. Dr. Sanad added that the remaining 22 cases were of people came in contact with confirmed cases, whereas the remaining 3 cases are under hygienic investigation. The spokesman added 237 virus patients are still receiving necessary treatment, while 14 others are being treated in intensive care units, with 4 cases in critical condition. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Hajj Minister asked Muslims to temporarily defer preparations for the annual pilgrimage amid uncertainty over the coronavirus pandemic. The Kingdom's Minister of Hajj and Umrah, Dr. Mohammed Saleh bin Tahir bin Tan, said that the Kingdom was ready to receive and serve pilgrims at any time, but that the priority is currently placed for everyone's safety. Saudi authorities are yet to announce whether they will proceed with this year's Hajj, scheduled for the end of July. The country is scrambling to limit the spread of the disease, and the Kingdom's Health Ministry has reported 1,563 coronavirus infections and 10 deaths from the illness so far. The President of the Islamic Republic of Iran said on Wednesday the United States had missed a historic opportunity to lift sanctions on his country during the coronavirus outbreak, though he said the penalties had not hampered Tehran's fight against the infection. President Hassan Rouhani said in a televised cabinet meeting it was a great opportunity for Americans to apologize and to lift the unjust and unfair sanctions on Iran. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo raised the possibility yesterday that the U.S. might consider easing sanctions on Iran and other nations to help fight the coronavirus, but gave no concrete sign it plans to do so. U.S. airstrikes in Somalia killed 2 civilians and injured 3 in February, human rights watchdog Amnesty International said on Wednesday, in a statement that raised questions over U.S. investigations of such allegations. U.S. Africa Command said it was assessing the allegations and goes to great lengths to avoid civilian casualties. U.S. force has been fighting a decade-long struggle against the Al-Qaeda-linked militant group Al-Shabaab. Africa Command says airstrikes are a key weapon against Al-Shabaab, but Amnesty says they also mistakenly target civilians. The U.S. Secretary General has warned on Wednesday that the coronavirus is the greatest global crisis since the Second World War, and confronting it will bring a recession that has no parallel in the recent past. UN Chief Antonio Guterres said at the launch of a report on the socio-economic impact of the pandemic that there is also a risk that crisis will contribute to enhanced instability, enhanced unrest, and enhanced conflict. Secretary General Guterres called for a stronger and more effective global response to the pandemic as cases hit 850,000 with almost 42,000 deaths. He stressed that this will only be possible if everybody comes together and if they forget political gains and understand that it is humankind that is at stake. Chinese health authorities began on Wednesday reporting on asymptomatic cases of the coronavirus as part of an effort to ally public fears that people could be spreading the virus without knowing they are infected with it. China, where the coronavirus emerged late last year, has managed to bring its outbreak under control and is easing travel restrictions in virus hotspots. But there are concerns that the end of lockdowns will see thousands of infectious people move back into daily life without knowing they carry the virus because they have no symptoms and so have not been tested. Up to now, the number of known asymptomatic cases has been classified and it is not included in the official data, though media reports citing unpublished official documents recently said it was more than 40,000 people. A Russian military plane carrying medical equipment has departed for the United States, the Defense Ministry in Moscow said on Wednesday, as the Kremlin flexes its soft power amid the coronavirus pandemic. The Antonov 124, with medical masks and medical equipment on board, left for the US overnight, a statement said, without providing further details. Russia has previously sent medical supplies and experts to coronavirus-hit Italy as part of a humanitarian effort that analysts said carried geopolitical overtones. The United States government raised on Wednesday to build hundreds of makeshift hospitals near major cities to ease the strain on overwhelmed healthcare systems, as President Donald Trump predicted a very painful 2 weeks ahead. According to a tool published on Tuesday by Johns Hopkins University, the number of deaths in the US from coronavirus has surpassed that reported by China when the pandemic began in December. There have been 3,415 deaths in the US from the virus, the Baltimore-based university said, more than the 3,309 reported officially in China. Nearly half those deaths were in New York State, still the epicenter of the coronavirus pandemic, and New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio pleaded for reinforcements from the Trump administration, saying the worst may still be weeks away. Statistics from the Robert Koch Institute for Infectious Diseases showed on Wednesday the number of confirmed coronavirus cases in Germany has risen to 67,366 and 732 people have died of the disease. The tally showed cases rose by 5,453 compared with the previous day, while the death toll climbed by 149. Meanwhile, German scientists have announced what they described as a first-of-its-kind study into how coronavirus spreads and how it can be contained, using the country's worst-hit district as a real-life laboratory. The virus has spread more widely among the 250,000 residents of Heinsberg, a district in North Rhine-Westphalia bordering of the Netherlands, than anywhere else in Germany, with 1,281 confirmed infections and 34 deaths. More than 550 people have recovered from the illness so far. Comoros, the tiny Indian Ocean island nation that is a full-fledged member of the Arab League, is one of only nations in the Arab world that have been spread the coronavirus outbreak that is ravaging the globe. The other is war-torn Yemen. During the present pandemic, Comoros made headlines when it donated funds to China in that country's fight against the coronavirus, while acknowledging that it might not be enough. The health ministry in Comoros said that it is yet to detect a single case of the virus on the island. One doctor in the capital, Moroni, said that this could be due to the wide use of a drug to treat malaria.